Today I'm going to show you how to crochet this beautiful cross puff stitch. This is a nice textured stitch. It does have a different look on the back side. This is what you would consider the front. And as you can see, you can kind of see that there's leaning puff stitches. The back side of this just has a couple more lines that are defined on that. So it's kind of a personal preference which one you want as your front or your back. I'm going to show you how to crochet this today. You're going to begin with a foundation row. I have a foundation row of single crochets here in an odd number of stitches. So for today's sample, I have 11 stitches. To begin the cross puff crochet stitch, you're going to turn your work and chain 2. You're going to skip that first stitch at the base here, and you're going to double crochet in the next stitch. Now you're going to work the next stitch in your skipped stitch behind that double crochet. So you're going to yarn over, insert your hook into that stitch behind the double crochet, pull up a loop, yarn over, crossing back over into that same stitch, pull up a loop. You now have 5 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 5 loops on that hook. So if you look closely, here is your double crochet and there is your puff stitch. So you're going to skip the next stitch and double crochet into the next stitch. So complete your double crochet. Now we're going to work a puff in this skipped stitch. Yarn over, insert your hook and pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook and pull up a loop, 5 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 5 loops on your hook. We'll do one more, skip this stitch, double crochet into the next stitch, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 5 loops on your hook. You're going to continue to work this all the way across your row. Actually, I'll just go ahead and keep working on these. We're almost there. Okay, one more, yarn over, double crochet, and then work a crossover puff, yarn over, crossing over that double crochet, you have 1 stitch left. The pattern says to skip the next stitch, but in this last one, we're actually going to go ahead and work a double crochet in that last stitch to complete your row. Okay. All right, so we've completed that row. You're going to turn 1 and chain. To make the stitches look uniform in each row, we're going to work 1 row of single crochets. So work into the top of each of those stitches all the way across the row. All right, single crochet row. This is an easy 2-row repeat to get the look of this pattern. When you work across the top of that row, do not work into the top of your turning chain 2. Leave those unworked. You can see that here's the back of the first chain, back of the second chain, and this is actually the top of that double crochet. So leave the turning chain unworked. So I've worked 1 row of single crochets. I'm going to chain 2 and turn, and then you're going to repeat this last row of the cross puff stitches. So you're going to skip that first stitch, and in the next stitch, work a double crochet. Now you're going to cross over and work into that skipped stitch there. Yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through all 5 loops on your hook. Skip the next stitch and double crochet into the next stitch. These puff stitches will just build right on top of one another. Now you're going to puff stitch in that skipped stitch behind the double crochet. skip the next stitch, and double crochet in the next stitch. Crossing over, working that skipped stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 5 loops on your hook. We'll work 2 more and then I'll show you again how to finish off the end of the row. And you'll see that these puff stitches stack directly on top of one another. Skip the next stitch, double crochet in the next one, yarn over, puff in the skipped stitch. Okay, pattern repeat says to skip the next stitch, but in the last repeat of the row, you're going to work a double crochet in that last stitch. Whoops, didn't think I went through that right. All right, double crochet in the last stitch to complete your even rows. Then you'll just continue to repeat, working 1 row of single crochets across, and then return with this cross puff stitch again. And again, this is the look that you will end up with for your crochet pieces.